I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What's up, Tigers? I'm Roman T. Harina.
And I'm Maddie Valdez.
And we're going to be your host for this week's episode of TigerTube. Recently, there's been some pretty interesting things going on with some talented individuals here at Valencia.
Indeed, I've heard. What do you say we jazz things up a bit and head over to Brian with some Tiger stories?
Hey Tigers, I'm Brian Boynov and welcome to Senior Spotlight, where we talk about our amazing seniors and their inspiring stories. In this segment, I'll be talking about a special senior graduating next week named Christian Perez. Christian is a saxophone player who's a part of Valencia's jazz band and Tiger Regiment. Chances are you've heard him on the sax at a school event, whether that be an assembly, football game, or more. Christian's been playing the saxophone since a young age with his father, Peter Perez, who's been his mentor and the one that introduced him to the music world. Unfortunately, Christian's father passed away earlier this year due to COVID, but Christian continues Mr. Perez's legacy through his music. He plans to keep playing jazz at the University of North Texas. To Christian, thank you for playing beautiful music for others to listen to and enjoy. We at TigerTube are behind you for your future endeavors, and we can't wait to see what you do in the future.
Wow, that's pretty amazing that one of our fellow students has so much talent for jazz. I personally am not musically inclined in any way.
This is true. She is very tone deaf. Anyway, as many of you may or may not know, here at Valencia, we do something called Senior Awards.
That's correct. Let's take a look at some senior awards on Tiger News with Tiana and Sophia.
On Wednesday, June 2nd, seniors who were nominated for the department scholars were selected by the teachers in each department for their academic excellence. One student from the department received the Scholar Medallion, which will be worn at graduation. The 2021 department scholars are Jacqueline Dung for Language Arts, Donovan Nguyen for Math, Joshua Song for Science, Cassidy Lee for Social Science, Arian Baharia for Spanish, Julia Im for French, Jeff King for Japanese, Sean Tegu for Chinese, Melody Chung for Fine Arts, Mary Catape for Media, Samantha Rios for Business and Tech, Vivian Wang for Photography, Brandon Wong for Computer Science, Yehi Shin for Vocal, Tegan Holmgren for Drama, Julia Im for Concert Choir, Victor Wen for Concert Band, Annika Lee for Dance, Viri Garcia for ELD, Jessica K. Otana for ROP. Our senior scholar athletes were Jacqueline Dung and Jack Garcia. For the 2021 Athlete of the Year, we have Emily Gian for Women's Athletics, Logan Garcia for Men's Athletics, and our Tiger of the Year are Jackson Hartman and Jacqueline Dung. Congratulations to all of our seniors.
Man, that was so cool. I'm not envious of those kids at all.
I know you're not. That's why you didn't cry after reading that line. This school year has been very precarious, especially dealing with the repercussions of COVID. Thankfully, we are seeing the effects of this disease come to a close.
It makes you wonder what life would be like when this is gone.
Indeed, it does. Let's get some inspiration from Yuli on what to do after COVID.
Hey Tigers, as the pandemic slowly but surely comes to an end, many of us are stumped on what to do. After all, we have been quarantined for more than a year. But don't worry, here are 5 things to do now that the COVID pandemic is coming to an end. Number 1, movie theaters. Movie theaters are something that we definitely took for granted pre-pandemic, but not anymore. Check out Rick's Flicks for more recommendations on what to go see. Number 2, amusement parks. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely miss the thrill of getting on Accelerator at Knott's. But not to worry, they are now starting to reopen. Not only is Knott's open, but now Disneyland is open, as I'm sure that many of you already know. And I know that most people don't like to go to Disneyland because of the long lines and wait times. However, there's not much to worry about right now, because Disneyland is only open to California residents. I don't know, but that sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me. Number 3, concerts. As new artists begin to drop their albums like Olivia Rodrigo or Billie Eilish, tour dates and concerts are to be expected, so keep your eye out for your favorite artists. Number 4, roller skating rinks. If you're looking for an affordable activity to do with a group of friends, roller skating is the perfect option. Number 5, escape rooms. Escape rooms are a great way for you and your friends to just get away from busy life and go do some critical thinking and problem solving. I definitely recommend escape rooms to anyone who simply doesn't know what to do. I hope these 5 things helped you figure out what you might want to do now that quarantine is coming to an end. This was Yuli Hernandez reporting for TigerTube.
Thank you, Yuli, for those excellent ideas.
Yes, absolutely. However, before we continue, I want to make it very clear that while many of the restrictions are indeed being lifted across America, it's important to understand that much of the world is still heavily affected by COVID, especially in places like India and much of Latin America, where literally thousands of people are dying every day. Not to mention the new strains of COVID that are going around the world that are likely immune to our vaccines that could make their way to America. So while yes, it may seem like COVID is going away, for most of the planet, it is not. So please, be a good person and continue to be safe, wash your hands, cough into your sleeve, you know the drill. Anyway, Maddie made a cool thing. Let's look at that.
Excellence is not something tangible. Excellence is a mentality. Believing that you are stronger than your circumstances. Working when the objective is out of sight, but ingrained in mind. Excellence is not favoritism. It is not always the smartest student or the best player on the field. Rather, it often occurs where nobody expects it. Excellence is a choice. A choice to be the best that you can be. To give the best that you can give.
Wow, I am inspired and hungry to say the least, but I still need a little more inspiration. Okay, who wrote this? Was it you? More inspiration is what you want me to say the line? Okay, it's fine. Okay. You know, I could really go for some more inspiration right now.
Well, it's perfect timing. Let's check out what Ricky's got for us this week on Rick's Flicks.
Breaking news, after breaking a new record at the domestic box office, this new horror flick is bringing people back to the theaters. I'm Ricky Lopez, once again as your host for Rick's Flicks. It's crazy to think that it's been over a year since practically everything shut down, but for the past few months, movie theaters have begun to reopen to the public, all the while following safety protocols and capacity limitations. However, there haven't been a lot of people returning to the big screen, until now. On May 28th, Paramount Pictures released John Krasinski's highly anticipated yet terrifying sequel, A Quiet Place Part 2. Moments after the events of the first film, the Abbott family run across Emmett, played by Cillian Murphy, and now face the terrors of the outside world. Forced to venture into the unknown, they realize the creatures that hunt by sound are not the only threats lurking beyond the sand path.
You don't know, do you? I do. The people that are left, they're not the kind of people worth saving.
This horror flick is truly a spectacle for moviegoers. The monsters are even more nerve-wracking. The suspense continuously rises with every scene, the performances are perfect, and its execution as a sequel is spot on. I also appreciate how this movie still used sound to scare the audience as the first film did, but was able to expand into a bigger world and a better storyline. Overall, I would say this movie is not only on par with Part 1, but even better in my opinion. A Quiet Place Part 2 had a better than expected turnout over its opening weekend. The film made $19.3 million on its first day, including $4.8 million from Thursday night previews. Both grosses were the highest of the pandemic. It went on to debut $48.3 million in its opening weekend and a total of $58.5 million over the 4-day frame, topping the box office and marking the biggest opening weekend since Sonic the Hedgehog in February 2020. This is really good news for movie theater owners, especially since big blockbusters are on their way, including Fast and Furious 9 and In the Heights, with blockbuster hopefuls such as Top Gun Maverick arriving in late November. And don't even get me started on the upcoming Marvel movies. Well, that's all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Ricky Lopez, and I'll see you next time with more flicks on Rick's Flicks.
I'm not even gonna make a joke Here's extra announcements.
Attention seniors, Tigers Through Time will be happening this Saturday from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. There'll be music, lots of fun events, and even a classic car show. Also, don't forget to see the musical Ride the Cyclone tonight at 6 p.m. or tomorrow, Saturday at 2 p.m. Finally, seniors, if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to contact Mr. Louie or check the VHS Instagram. I'm Nick Milletz, and that's all for this week's extra announcements.
Well, it's been real.
Yeah, real fun.
Yep, I'm Maddie Valdez.
And unfortunately, I'm Roman T. Harina.
Signing
Signing off.